In a bustling village nestled amidst sun-kissed hills, there lived a man named Ismail, renowned for his sharp wit and clever thinking. His mind, a treasure trove of ingenious solutions, was often sought after by those entangled in perplexing situations. Ismail's ability to outsmart even the most cunning tricksters was legendary, making him a revered figure in the village. Stories of his clever exploits echoed through the marketplace, entertaining both young and old. Ismail's fame, however, was not a burden. He remained humble, his heart filled with kindness and a mischievous twinkle in his eye. He lived a simple life with his beloved wife, their days filled with laughter and contentment. Ismail believed in honesty and fairness, traits he held dearer than any material possession. He used his wit not for personal gain, but to uphold justice and teach valuable lessons to those who strayed from the path of righteousness. One particularly warm afternoon, as the sun cast long shadows across the courtyard, Ismail's wife approached him with an unusual proposition. She had been longing for a pet, a companion to share their quiet moments and bring a new vibrancy to their home. After much contemplation, she had settled on the idea of a goat, a gentle creature that could provide milk and cheese while also bringing joy to their lives. Intrigued by his wife's proposal, Ismail listened attentively as she shared her vision. He admired her kind nature and her desire to nurture a living being. Seeing the sparkle in her eyes, Ismail couldn't help but agree to her request. He promised to bring home a healthy goat from the upcoming market day, unaware of the cunning plan fate had in store for him. Ismail's wife, a woman known for her practicality and common sense, had been contemplating the idea of acquiring a goat for some time. She knew that a goat could provide them with fresh milk, which they could then use to make cheese and other dairy products. This would not only supplement their diet, but could also be a source of income if they were to sell the surplus at the market. Moreover, she had heard tales of goats being affectionate creatures, capable of bringing joy and companionship to their owners. As she shared her thoughts with Ismail, she emphasized the numerous benefits of owning a goat. She spoke of the creamy milk, the tangy cheese, and the potential for a small profit. However, she also highlighted the companionship a goat could offer, picturing herself and Ismail relaxing in their courtyard, the gentle bleating of the goat, a soothing background melody to their conversations. Ismail, ever the loving husband, listened with rapt attention as his wife presented her case. He appreciated her pragmatism and her ability to find practical solutions that benefited them both. He also recognized the genuine excitement in her voice as she spoke of having a goat, her eyes sparkling with the prospect of a new addition to their family. Smiling warmly at his wife, Ismail readily agreed to her proposal. He assured her that he would find the finest goat in the market, a gentle and healthy animal that would bring them joy for years to come. Little did he know that his quest for the perfect goat would lead him straight into a carefully orchestrated trap set by the most cunning cattle dealers in the region. Market day dawned bright and early, the air abuzz with the chatter of merchants and the enticing aromas of fresh produce and spices. Ismail, true to his word, set off for the marketplace, determined to find the perfect goat for his beloved wife. He navigated through the bustling crowd, his keen eyes scanning the numerous animals on display. He saw plump chickens squawking in their cages, ducks quacking noisily by the water troughs, and sheep bleating softly as they huddled together. As he ventured deeper into the marketplace, he reached the section dedicated to goats. A cacophony of bleating filled the air as Ismail surveyed the goats on offer. Some were sleek and well-fed, while others appeared scrawny and malnourished. Ismail, ever the discerning customer, was determined not to be swayed by appearances alone. He approached each goat, inspecting its teeth, feeling its coat, and observing its movements, all the while keeping a wary eye out for any signs of illness or distress. It was then that he encountered a group of cattle dealers, their boisterous laughter and persuasive chatter drawing him in. They surrounded Ismail, showering him with compliments and extolling the virtues of their goats. One particularly cunning dealer, his eyes gleaming with mischief, led Ismail towards a seemingly ordinary goat, claiming it to be a rare breed known for its exceptional milk production and gentle temperament. Blinded by their persuasive words and eager to fulfill his wife's wish, Ismail fell prey to their scheme. He paid an exorbitant price for the ordinary goat, convinced that he had secured a prized possession. Little did he know that he had been expertly tricked by the sly dealers, their deception hidden behind a veil of charm and flattery. Upon returning home, Ismail proudly presented the goat to his wife. Recounting the tale of his shrewd bargaining skills, he boasted of how he had managed to acquire such a fine specimen at a remarkable price, emphasizing the goat's purported exceptional qualities. However, his wife, a woman of keen observation and sound judgment, quickly saw through the charade. She examined the goat with a discerning eye, noting its unremarkable features and ordinary demeanor. With a gentle smile, she turned to her husband and revealed the truth. She explained that the goat was, in fact, quite average, its price grossly inflated by the cunning dealers. Disappointment flickered across Ismail's face as he realized he had been deceived. The realization stung, not because of the monetary loss, but because his wit, usually his shield against trickery, had failed him. Instead of succumbing to anger or frustration, Ismail's mind raced, seeking a way to turn the tables on the deceitful dealers. An idea as brilliant as it was audacious began to take shape in his mind. He would use their own greed against them, crafting a tale so outlandish, so enticing, that they would be powerless to resist. A mischievous glint flickered in Ismail's eye as he shared his plan with his wife. He would return to the marketplace, but this time he would be the one weaving a web of deception. The dealers, blinded by their own avarice, would become the victims of their own cunning. A wave of excitement washed over Ismail. He would turn this unfortunate incident into an unforgettable lesson, demonstrating that deceit, no matter how cleverly disguised, ultimately reaps its own bitter reward.